Late breaking. This is Newswatch 12 at 6.
A federal judge has ordered the Trump administration to pay the full SNAP benefits for November. During today's hearing, the judge said the administration has not acted quickly enough to release the funds. The USDA must now tap into a contingency fund to make the full payments to states, which the judge said must be done by Friday. The administration has appealed the order. As local families have been grappling with SNAP cuts, several businesses are stepping up to help communities who lost access to SNAP. Thank you for joining us for Newswatch 12 at 6. I'm Samantha Cadera.
And I'm Oscar Rodriguez. The Rogue Valley Growers Market is offering direct funds that can be used right at the market. Newswatch 12, Grace Ritz has more.
Rogue Valley Growers and Crafters Markets is one of the many places in the community that are helping those in need who have maybe lost their SNAP benefits due to the federal shutdown. Speaking with organizers today, they believe food should not be political and should be given to everybody.
It's the right thing to do, and it's been a responsive and resourceful approach to solving a problem we never wanted to have.
Nicole, the market's operation manager, says they found a unique way to support those who lost access to SNAP benefits by offering emergency vouchers to use at the market.
Regardless of your benefits balance, you can access $10 of our emergency market money, $20 of Double Up Food Bucks, which can be used on fresh fruits and vegetables, and then $10 of a protein match grant, which can be used on protein-rich foods, eggs, meat, cheese, dairy, and nuts.
They're offering $40 in vouchers for both the Tuesday and Thursday market. That's $80 a week for groceries. And to bridge the gap even more, they've launched a pop-up food pantry for anyone to give or take from.
This is a no questions asked pop-up pantry. You don't need to check in with us. You can grab what you need.
Even vendors in the market, like Emily, are doing their part by donating their leftover produce to the pantry after the market is closed.
Food is a basic human right, and no one should be going hungry in this valley. So if I have the food to give, I'm going to give it.
The market plans to continue the program as long as needed and says donations are now more important than ever. For details or to donate, visit our website. Reporting in Medford, I'm Grace Ritz.
Beginning tomorrow, the FAA is cutting air traffic by 10% at 40 U.S. major airports as they face air traffic controller shortages amid the ongoing federal shutdown. If you plan on flying in the coming days, some experts suggest to make backup plans.
And Sam, I went to the Rogue Valley International Medford Airport to see if people are worried about traveling.
Oh, I'm gonna wait. I was gonna come back because my daughter lives here, but I'm gonna wait till it's over.
The FAA says they'll be cutting flights by 10% at 40 of the busiest airports in the U.S. starting tomorrow. This decision is due to staffing shortages that since the start of the government shutdown, and this can cut thousands of flights per day. Several airlines like Delta, American, and Alaska have released statements saying they're working to minimize any impact to your travel and will let customers know of any changes to their flights, as well offering flexible options to change, cancel, or refund flights to, from, or through impacted markets. But the Rogue Valley International Medford Airport is not on the list and should not expect any delays. However, the Rogue Valley Airport does have departing flights to those impacted airports like LAX, Seattle, Portland, and even Phoenix, making people change their future travel plans.
I've been sharing videos with them on the delays and problems that, they might encounter.
Frank told me he has friends who live in Phoenix and have flights scheduled at Phoenix Sky Harbor International Airport.
He's gonna play it by ear and just try and fly out. So he's gonna fly out tomorrow. He's gonna try and then come back early next week. But it's still scary. It's a scary time.
And Sam, Frank is just one of many travelers I talked to today. One person said that they're flying to Phoenix today, and if her returning flight from Phoenix gets canceled, she's willing to get a rental car and drive from Phoenix all the way to Medford. It's going to be quite a drive.
That is a really big drive. I would much rather fly, but that's a big backup plan that you might have to have. And the Medford Airport told U.S. air traffic that they will be reduced by 4% tomorrow and gradually reduced to 10%. And the best thing passengers can do is sign up for their alerts with the airline. And we're still gathering more details and we'll provide updates on air and online. Now let's take a live look out at the Medford Airport from the People's Bank on Biddle Road. We're seeing more wet weather this evening, so let's go ahead and check in with Storm Tracker 12 Chief Meteorologist Matt Hoffman. Matt, how much longer can we expect this rainy weather to last?
Well, we're at the tail end of it, thankfully. So take a look. A lot of us could use a break from the rain and maybe some sunshine. And we should see some sun tomorrow afternoon. We're going to see the areas of rain, the showers wrapping up through the overnight hours into early tomorrow, and then decreasing clouds expected as we go through the rest of the day on your Friday. Winds are gusty at the coast, gusts up to 33 miles per hour in Gold Beach, but we have fairly light winds in the Rogue Valley. And as this system departs, likely going to see also some more areas of fog developing in some of our west side valleys tonight. Starting to see the rain breaking up a bit. Rain has lightened up quite a bit for you folks in Klamath Falls. Some steadier rain along Highway 140 as you travel east towards Lakeview. As we move through the rest of the night, showers will linger, but we will see rain becoming less widespread than what we've seen over the last few hours. Right now, 53 degrees in Medford. It's 45 in Klamath Falls, 46 in Mount Shasta. We're down to 42 right now in Chemult, and it's 57 degrees in Gold Beach. Tonight, lingering showers, lows dropping into the 40s in our west side valleys, some mid 30s on tap for the base, and Klamath Falls down to 36 degrees for tonight. Take a look at Stormcast. You'll see how we still have some lingering shower potential through the overnight hours, scattered to spotty activity, and then that wanes into tomorrow morning. And then notice those clouds breaking up as we head into the afternoon. Also tomorrow morning, we'll be watching for some foggy conditions. Fairly seasonal weather ahead for your Friday afternoon as far as temperatures are concerned. But what about the weekend? We'll take a closer look at the weekend forecast right now, looking to stay dry for Southern Oregon and Northern California. The details coming up in just a bit.
Now in a crime alert tonight, 5 people were arrested for driving under the influence on Halloween night. Jackson County Sheriff's Office says the arrest included a man passed out on I-5 and 4 traffic stops. DUII patrols were supported by grants from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and Oregon Department of Transportation. And we'll have more on this tonight on Newswatch 12 at 11.
A Turtle Lake man is behind bars after investigators say he was caught selling meth near a Klamath County school. Officers arrested 70-year-old Gonzalo Ramirez Rodriguez Wednesday in Merrill, where they say he was planned to sell meth less than 1,000 feet from Merrill Elementary School. Detectives seized about 3 pounds of suspected meth, cash, and other evidence. Ramirez Rodriguez faces multiple drug charges and is booked in the Klamath County Jail. And the special elections continue to draw attention in Jackson County as early results show measures 15-38 passing.
The vote could impact the future of downtown Medford, and some residents are speaking out on the measure's timing. Newswatch 12's Daryl Green explains.
If you're trying to slide something through, you put it in either a primary election or you do it in a special election.
When hearing these comments following the special election,
we now have a result. We know that the community stands behind the Creekside Quarter. They stand behind the conference center.
Meyer had this response.
And some will say that, well, you know, it's a legitimate election, and it is. I'm not saying that it's not. I think those that were best informed and had dogs in the fight, they have spoken. I can't really say that the entire city has spoken.
Meyer expressed that he understood that Measure 15238's connection to the Creekside Quarter project posed a unique timeline for the measure, but he felt that it was too impactful to vote on so quickly.
This could end up being the best thing that ever happened to Southern Oregon, or it might not. And I just think it needed a little more discussion and decision than kind of a hurry up and let's play, coach.
However, Carr stated that more concrete information will be provided if the unofficial results remain as they are in the next update on November 13th.
The vast majority of the ballots will be in, and we will have an unofficial result that will likely be within a couple hundred votes of the final. So that's at least enough information for us to take action.
With the hotel and conference center, I know that we want to get done somewhat promptly, and a lot of it, especially after this vote, is going to be that relationship with the city and this developer, you know, getting an agreement and moving forward.
The special election currently has a 28.13% voter turnout in Jackson County, with 51.73% of total voters for Measure 15238 voting yes. Reporting in Medford, I'm Daryl Green.
Controlled flames filled the hillsides near Jacksonville today, part of a prescribed pile burn aimed at preventing future wildfires. The Lamakatsi Restoration Project burned slash piles across 24 acres that were thinned from the forest last year, and it's all part of the West Bear All Lands Restoration Project, a 27,000-acre effort to make the Rogue Valley more fire resilient.
These treatments are going to have a substantial impact on the severity of wildfire if it does come through. It'll be more likely to drop down and burn along the forest, the woodland floor, be more manageable, and it's also more likely that if a fire comes through, it'll actually provide ecological benefits rather than destruction.
Tom says prescribed pile burns like this one help improve wildlife habitat and make the forest more resilient to future fires. He says it's a safer, more controlled alternative to wildfires that can burn hotter and send far more smoke into the air. Starting today, South Central Oregon Fire Management Partnership is burning 600 acres of fire fuels about 16 miles north of Lakeview. Burn piles will be larger than the ones here on your screen, meaning smoke or a glow may be visible into the Lakeview area overnight. Firefighters ask that residents avoid the Bower Creek area for those burning operations.
As we continue to see weather conditions in Northern California, CAL FIRE is lifting burn permit requirements for Siskiyou County. Beginning tomorrow, residents within state's responsibility areas may conduct burns as long as it's approved on burn day. CAL FIRE reminds residents to remain fire wise even if fire season is over. Now we're continuing to gather enough groceries to fill an entire semi-truck for local families with our annual Stuff the Truck campaign.
It takes over 6,000 bags of groceries to do it, and we're just in the first week and we've collected more than 1,000 bags. That's more than a 100% increase from previous years. We still need about 5,000 bags of groceries, so if you want to help, you can do it by visiting any Ray's food place and buy a $25 bag of groceries at checkout. You can also head to kdrv.com to make a monetary donation, and then we'll make sure everything goes to local food pantries.